Welcome to Telugu Prajala Sakshi, me Sakshi TV, Nenu me Bhargavi. Today we are here to host yet another show with our prominent leader and expert and also a scholar, a doctorate in Vastu Shastra. I'm sure many of you have been watching this show just as I've been doing. So I take pride in welcoming and hosting this show with Dr. Dipika Sanghi Gupta. And before I welcome her to the show and start, bothering her with my questions, I would like to take a moment and thank Sakshi TV, Telugu Prajala Sakshi, and say a lot of thanks once again to Dr. Dipika Sanghi Gupta ji for giving me this opportunity. And I've been very enthusiastic and passionate since I was a child. I've been thinking so much, trying to comprehend, contemplate what these sciences are, how have they been passed down through generations to the humanity? Are they something like Vedic sciences? So all these questions, they've been, boggling me since I was a kid. But anyway, I don't want to waste a lot of your time. So without further ado, let's get straight into the show. Namaste, Dipika ji. Welcome to the show.
Namaste, Bhargavi ji. Thank you so much, and welcome to the show to you too. I think it is one of the oldest show we are running on this channel, and I welcome you to this show and looking forward to work with you.
Same here, Dipika ji. Pleasure is mine, and welcome here to yet another episode. Even I'm equally excited because I would like to grasp and take all that knowledge from you. I've had this quest forever, and I'm sure the audiences will also, whoever is viewing, the viewers will love the show and, drink more knowledge nectar from this show today. So dear viewers, so if you would like to get the benefit, just like I did, as I mentioned before, with your, prosperity or health, improvement of health, success, education, relationships, please pick up your phone and call Om Holistic Healings. And the number for them is 732-979-2080. Firstly, let me start asking by a very basic question, because I'm thinking that today's show should be mostly about, how this science originated and who's the founder. See, just like Vedic knowledge, how it has been passed down through generations to us, has it been the same? How did we firstly learn this science? I call them divine sciences, all these Vastu Shastra, Graha Sastra, Ayurveda, homeopathy, all these things, maybe not homeopathy, but all the other sciences are divine because nobody knows the real origin, but they were just passed down like our Vedic sciences or Vedas. So would you please explain us how this, Vastu Shastra or the science of Vastu originated? Who started the tradition?
See, actually, the Vastu Shastra was made, the Vastu. Vastu. So, Vas is living and Tu is you. So, Vastu means where you are living, your surrounding. And your surrounding is based on so many things. See, the earth has North Pole, South Pole axis. Then the earth is tilt also. And because of the tilt, we get the weather. The weather get changes because of this tilt only, and then day and night changes there because of this tilt, and then the earth take the around the sun. So the Vastu is based on all this scientific thing. Vastu is actually to live in synchronization with the environmental energies. See, environment, we cannot see, but we feel cosmic energy. That's why, the people take Vastu Shastra as the divine science, as you were also saying. But there is scientific reason also behind this. So, the rishis, the sages, when they wrote it, they have lot of knowledge of this cosmic energy, this divine energy, this environmental energy, which today we don't have, unfortunately. See, the rishis, whatever they wrote, is now even the NASA is, saying that yes, this all things are correct. Now the people have actually, even the science has also accepted that there is some cosmic energy. There is the flow of cosmic energy, right? Which the rishis have written thousands of years back. And then they, transferred the energy, the knowledge to other generations by writing the scriptures, like Maya Matam, Vishwakarma Prakash. So there has been many Vastu scriptures in which this knowledge has been written. And see, when the Vastu was written, there was no electricity, there was no running water in the house. There used to be no, toilets in the house. At that time, for the water, you have to go to a lake or a well, and then the people don't have electricity, so they used to make their movement according to the sun's movement. When the sun rises, people used to wake and start their work. When the sun set, then they used to eat, have their dinner, and sleep. So that is why the human body was in too much synchronization with the environmental energies, with the cosmic energy, and with the nature also. And that is why there was less diseases at that time. Today we are eating against the nature, we are living against the nature, we are having thoughts against the nature. We people come from a land of Lord Rama, where there was no tit for tat, where on the verse of his father, he went to the exile for 14 years. He left everything. We don't believe in the science of tit for tat and all that stuff, right? So we come from that land, from that rich heritage, from that rich culture. And that's why, the Indians were known as that, it is the land of, meditation, the land of spirituality. It is still considered as land of spirituality. So the sages actually wrote Vastu Shastra so that the human beings can be in synchronization with the nature and can have a happy and fulfilling life. As you said that, Vastu can help in physical being, in material being, in finance, in relationship, everything. So it is like, the human being getting move according to the nature, what the nature is wanting. Like when there is winter, we wear warm clothes. We don't wear them in the summers. But today, what we are doing is we are moving against the nature. What human beings are doing, I'm just taking as a layman example. Like it's summer, we wear warm clothes and then we put the AC on the high. And that is called fashion today. That is called something unique today, and then others start also following that, right? We sleeping late, we are not rising with the sun, we eat so much of junk food also, which was not there earlier because there was no fridge. So ladies used to cook every day and then they used to consume the fresh food. The food which has no, not any kind of malfunctioning in it, right? But today everything is, totally plastic. Everything is so superficial today, whether it's food, whether it's people, whether it's their nature. Even on the social media, we put so much of stuff. We show. Today, the life has become that it is not important to be happy, but you have to show you are happy, right?
Yeah.
So,
True that.
so today the things have become so superficial, and that is why human beings are suffering. So Vastu is actually, the origin of Vastu was done so that human beings can be happy, just move according to the nature. And now people are understanding eventually after suffering, so they are moving more towards the Ayurveda and all, and they have started saying, even the medical science has started saying that food is medicine. And in Ayurveda, we practice this only, that food is medicine, right?
Yeah. Let thy food be thy medicine.
Yeah.
As he
Yeah.
said. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's a great explanation. I mean, it really clarified my quest. Still, I would like to pick your brains with more questions in future shows as well. But for now, I think I'm like in the first grade. So let me take that and try to digest so we can come up with more questions for you and pick your brains. So I was going to say that, yeah, when the entire solar system, it's managed with these forces that we cannot see, those electromagnetic forces, and everything is running in sync with each other. And from my understanding, even the entire universe was created, though by the creator for Vedic tradition or Hindu tradition, Brahma. It was built for the architect Vishwakarma. So why not, right? Why not humans follow this Shastra? And I'm sure that, as you said, people, as we started, evolving too much of civilization, we think that is, becoming more advanced. Like you can live the way you want, you can do things the way you want, you can eat whatever you want. And especially with hygiene, right? And COVID has, shown people that being hygienic. And you keep saying, I watch your shows. I'm a very ardent fan of yours. Once again, I repeat, and I take pride in that. Keep saying that. Thank you. Energy, right? Keep your zones, certain areas or zones free of, clutter or, garbage or anything that you don't want to use. Don't store such stuff. So that's amazing. It makes sense, right? You're unnecessarily accumulating negative energies in unnecessary directions. And there may be some people who do not believe in this science, but I'm sure, like how when somebody really suffers, that is when they really want to, take rescue in these sciences, like how they're now trying to go back to yoga, Ayurveda, because I live in the United States, but whenever I go to a doctor, they say that, why don't you practice yoga and meditation? I said, oh, yoga, we belong to India. We know that. A lot of Chinese people follow something called Feng Shui. It's, I think, similar to the Vastu Shastra or the Vastu science of India. So may I know if these two sciences are similar or are the same, or are they totally different?
These two sciences are almost same. The origin of Feng Shui actually came from India only when the Buddhist monk, they moved from India to China. So they carry that all that, the knowledge of Vastu Shastra over there. And then with the difference of knowledge, that came into the Feng Shui. So, there is an example, like Feng Shui, you might have heard they say that keep a 3-leg frog having the coins in the mouth in the north, which brings money, right? So if you go deep into the science, Kuber is the same thing, right? Kuber is 3-legged. He has big eyes like a frog and he has the skin like a frog. If you read the Shastras, it is written over there. So we also keep the statue of Kuber in the north. And the same thing is there. Similarly, the laughing Buddha. If you see the laughing Buddha, then again, the big stomach and all that. So it is somewhere or the other, connected to Lord Ganesha only. So if you read their symbols, they are somewhere or the other our Devi Devtas, which have the symbolization of particular that thing. Like if you say Kuber, anybody can relate it to money. Goddess Lakshmi, okay, money. Okay, Lord Ganesha, then it is like, the Mangal Murti. Like, so, when we hear the name, we can actually make it out what we are talking about, right? In earlier days, names were kept like that only, right? So that to create those vibrations only. So Feng Shui is actually, or you can say that, Vastu Shastra is the mother of Feng Shui only. And then Feng Shui works on, again, 5 elemental theory. Vastu Shastra also works on the 5 elemental theory. In Vastu, we say that, the outer and the inner periphery both works and we have to work on both. And then in Feng Shui, they say that, okay, whatever the outer is, the internal has to be balanced with the 5 elemental theory. So in Vastu, we will say, okay, this zone is specially for Lakshmi. This zone is specially for Saraswati. This zone is that. So we have to accordingly, sometimes relocate the person also, or sometimes we do some kind of constructional changes also. In Feng Shui, they say, okay, we have this room only. Create Lakshmi Saraswati here only by balancing the air and the water. Because Feng Shui means water, air and water. So the balancing of air and water. Right. And similarly, so there is lot of similarity between Vastu Shastra and Feng Shui, but Vastu says that there is, a place for everything and everything has a place, right? But Feng Shui say that we have only this place and we have to maintain the energy within this. So this is the basic difference. And the similarities, they both work on 5 elemental theory. And if you see any remedy in Feng Shui, that is connected to some or the other Devi Devta in Vastu Shastra.
There's a place.
There is a place for everything, and there is everything has its own place. So, like in the layman's language, it is something like that. If we say there is a family, like India is known for the joint family system. So, if there is a joint family, let's say grandparents, then father, mother, and a child, right? So there is a place for everything. So means the grandparents will have their own room, husband, wife will have their own room, the child will have, and then there is a place for everything. So there is importance of everything. The grandparents have their own importance, parents have their own importance, and the child has its own importance. So everybody has their aura, vibes, and energy. So they have to be placed accordingly. Like if daughter-in-law, then daughter-in-law bedroom should be a little bit nearer to the kitchen, so that she has access over there, because she is the a creator of that place. She has to only look after that place. A child's bedroom near the kitchen won't work out, right? In fact,
Right.
it will create disturbance for him, because there will be the sound of the utensils and he has to give his energy to his studies. So his room should be a little bit aloof, right? So it depends. Like similarly, the Vastu Shastra works. Like there is a place for everything and everything has its own place. So we have to work accordingly.
Deepika ji, that's a great explanation, by the way. This tells me that this Shastra was written not just, based on the zones or the directions and the gods that rule those regions or zones. It's also for humanity, how humans can live together, like in a joint family. And of course, now the concept is gone of living together. But otherwise, it feels like it's a complete science. What we know is just a droplet. There's an ocean, and probably most of it. Yeah, that's a great thing. Thank you. So going to the next question. So I was very fancied about keeping too many mirrors at home. And like I've been to some of my friends' places in Dix Hills and all, like they have these huge homes built literally with walls of mirrors. Everywhere you see a mirror. So I also heard somewhere, probably online or someone told me that mirrors suck the soul out of you. Like if you have some bad thing going on, it reflects you the same thing back at you. So is that true? Can we keep mirrors? Because everybody has this passion of keeping a mirror right at the entryway, left side. So is that okay to keep, or are we not allowed as per the Vastu science?
Actually, Vastu works, as I said, on the 5 elemental theory. So it is like, fire, earth, air, water, and then space, right? So the mirrors actually, work. The mirrors are the representation of the water element. See, you can see your image only in the water. Right? If we see all these 5 elements, you cannot see your image in the, space. You cannot see your image in any wood element. You cannot see your image in the air. So not even in the fire, only the water. Right? So you can see only the image in the water. That is why the, mirrors are known as the water element. Again, the water element is also the emotional level. See, if there are too many mirrors in the home, then that can bring some or the other kind of emotional instability. First thing. The second thing is that, again, water does not go with the metal. Water does not go with fire. They both are the enemies of water, because see, if water, you continuously keep some metal element in the water, then obviously it's going to get rust. Right? Sure. So they don't go well with each other. The second is fire. So if you keep the water on the fire, it's going to evaporate, right? So the water is going to get finished, it's going to evaporate. So water element finish, right? So that is why if you keep the mirrors in the direction of fire, in the direction of metal element, in the direction of space element, then it is going to get imbalance over there. Water is emotional, so either the emotions can get rusted or emotions can evaporate. So what will happen? Either if the emotions are getting rusted, it means the emotions are getting into negative vibration. So it can be that the person can become either in negative about something, or it is that the person can become totally quiet, or the person can become depressed, or the person can have anxiety, because now the emotions are getting rusted. Right? Because water and metal went together, then metal will get rust, right? But if we will keep the emotions in the place of fire, the water is in the fire, then it's going to evaporate. So the person will become over practical and too much material. And see, emotions only bring spirituality in the person. We all are balanced if we have balanced the material and the spiritual world, the yin yang world according to the feng shui, or the Shiv and Shakti inside us, right? So when the emotions will evaporate, then the person will have no spiritual qualities, only material qualities, and then the person will become over practical, which will again be problem for the family. So wherever there are lot of mirrors, you will find either the people in that home are over practical, over materialized, that only money is everything to them, high status is everything to them, or they are depressed. And then
Okay.
depression can be overconfidence or underconfidence. It can be either ways, you know.
Either.
So it can be either way. So that is, you know, if somebody has complexes or somebody has overconfidence, so it can be either ways of disbalancing.
That's great explanation. I mean, I've not thought about it at all. I was wondering what's the problem with keeping a mirror, but I've not known that, mirrors do have a connection with water, and how water and fire, and other metals don't go along, because we use water to subside a fire, to, keep the fire down. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
very good to know, Dipika ji.
And
So-
then again, as you said this, so as you said, see, again,
Yeah.
water, fire are enemies to each other, right? So if you put the water on the fire is going to finish. So
Right.
fire element is again the Jat Ragini. So Jat Ragini is what, according to the Ayurveda and Vastu, it is the digestive fire inside the human body. So
Okay.
when the water element is going to, if it is too much and excess of anything is bad, then what will happen? The people in that place might be having digestion issues, because now they are not digesting the food, because the Jat Ragini of the Vastu Purush gets imbalanced, because lot of water going inside. Now see, the medical science also says that for the good digestion system, one should not drink water before and after the food for at least 30 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Because that lowers down your digestive fire, because the fire will get water, which will create digestion imbalances. So that is why, in the Vastu Shastra also we say don't keep too much mirrors, because mirror is the only thing where you see your own reflection.
Right.
And that is why it is water element.
Wow. That's very good to
See
know.
how deep this science is, and still people think that this is all garbage, we should not follow. But once you follow, you can really see the results, and you have seen the results, Bhargavi ji, right?
Yes, of course. That's what I've been saying.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of transformation in my life ever since you have done the healing, energy healing at home. You made Vastu changes that helped us so much. There's a 90% transformation of life. At least I'm able to think and progress in life to what I really want, what my future goals are. I'm able to focus. So that's great. So when you say water, that makes me think about something else. We also see that now that, because we are focusing and targeting only the subject about how to keep your home and how you can be happy by reorganizing your home as per the Vastu Shastra. So the question to you is, people have also this passion of keeping the seashells and conches, not within the altar where you pray, but they tend to keep them as, garlands or chains all over the home, and keep some conches and seashells everywhere as decoration. So what do you think about those things, those practices, Dipika ji?
Shells, conches, they emerge from the water, right?
Right.
Again, they all come from the water. Again, the water element. They are purely made of water, right? So again, a lot of water element. Now, if you put them in the zone of fire, then again there will be disbalancing. If you put them in the zone of metal or space, again there will be disbalancing. So just do everything. There is limit to everything, right? Excess of anything is bad. So don't keep too much of conches here and there. And again, see, in Vastu Shastra, we say that every symbol, every product has some, connection to the spirituality or to the material world. Like if I talk about a conch, then it is connected to Lord Vishnu, right? So in the Vastu Purush extreme, if we talk about the body of the Vastu Purush, it is similar to the body of a human being. So there is a place where there is brain, there are hands, there are legs, there is a backbone of Vastu Purush also, and then there is a place of excretion too. So if you put the conch, the symbolization of Lord Vishnu, on the zone of excretion, then it's not going to work. If you put that conch at the feet of Vastu Purush, then also it's not going to, give any result. In fact, it's going to be negative. So when you put the, conch at his place, at the head side or in the hands, then it's going to give good results. So don't keep stuff here and there in the house. They actually create the energy. Like if we talk about the tortoise, when you hear the word tortoise, immediately the story of tortoise and rabbit come to your mind, right?
Yes.
So he was slow and steady. to win the race. So slow and steady. The two, the combinations we get is slow and steady. And the third is that he was having, though he knew that he can never win with a rabbit, but still he knew that wisdom and patience, with wisdom and patience, he kept on moving. So wisdom and patience. So four things are connected to tortoise now, right? So if I place the tortoise in the field of energy zone where we need a lot of energy, so that will not work. It will be a disbalancing. Right? But if I keep it in the place, as I said, that in Vastu, we have place for everything and everything has a place. So if I keep it in the place of meditation, then definitely the people in the house will start feeling, no, though I know I cannot win this race, but still I will not leave my wisdom and patience and I'll keep on moving slowly and slowly. Right? But sometimes you are short of time. You cannot think to move slowly. You have to rush. Right? So like in the office, you cannot sit to your boss that, okay, I'm slow and steady. I know this project has to be completed by tonight, but I'm slow and steady. I'll deposit it by 2 or 3 days later. He is going to kick you out, right? So if I keep the tortoise in that place, then definitely there will be disbalancing in the energy. So that is why in today's time, people have a lot of thoughts. The common problem which I listen from the people is, lot of thoughts keep on going, lot of thoughts, because we all have made our houses emporium kind of a thing, right?
Yes.
A gallery kind of a thing. It is not. It's your home where you rest, where you feel peace. So keep the home light. Sometimes I go to the home, I see the walls everywhere. There are paintings or other stuff. So just imagine the walls are like human being, because we say Vastu Purush. So if every time I'm wearing a lot of heavy jewelry and the heavy clothes, then definitely I'll feel tired at one point of time. But if I'll wear sometimes, then everybody is going to appreciate my beauty, my clothes and everything, right? So just let the house breathe. Don't make it a gallery. Don't make it something. It's a place where you have to keep calm. You want rest. You want that unconditional love to happen, where you're not dealing with the other person, where there is no business deal with other people in the family, right? So if the house is light, if the house has pastel colors, house is light, there is not too much of heavy stuff here and there in the house, then definitely you will see that house is breathing well. When the house is breathing well, the surrounding is breathing well, then automatically the people staying in that will also breathe well. Breathe well means they will have that balancing in the life.
All the questions that asked, she answered them so very well, and I hope you enjoyed all of them. It's not just about entertainment or enjoyment. This show is not meant for that. This show is for enlightenment. So I hope you'll start practicing at least some of this. And I'm telling you, with my Sakshi, in this Sakshi channel, that you will see positive difference in your life. So go ahead and make all these changes, or at least some of them. And please, once again, I repeat, if you have any questions at all, please call Om Holistic Healings once again. Thank you, everyone. And Namaste, Dipika ji. And Namaste, Sakshi. Thank you for giving me this opportunity once again. Thank you.